Kicker last year, Nick Novak. So good to have you with us. Preseason game number 3 and a good boot by Fairburn. And it will stay in the end zone with Tommy Lee Lewis. The Saints will bring it out to the 25 side. It is Bryce Harris. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. Ramczyk not available to go. A little end around action right away. And cutting it back against the grain. Not a bad move. Ted Ginn Jr. down the sideline, making a miss again, and he's got it inside the 30. 7 still playing at a high level. Markov after the gain, still a first down. And in the flat, Mark Ingram takes a shot. He's got the grab out to about the 45 for a gain of 6. Ingram, Peterson, great to see those two that are going to be playing tonight. Need about 4. Ingram will get about 2 and take it across the 35 or make it 45 up to the 47. Behind Ingram and just off balance. So 1 first down.
That momentum now.
Running back Tyler Irvin in his second year out of San Jose State waits for the Morstead punt. Good high one. Good hang time. And inside the 10. Irvin, good job to get it across the 15. A little breathing room for them. Tom Savage in. You see his numbers so far in the preseason. In his 4th year out of Pitt. Lamar Miller with a stretch play. And good yardage across the 20. Out to the 23. Backfield, of course, at the safety spots. It's a second and about 4. Pressure comes. Middle of the field's available. Grab is made. Man, it's enough for the first down. Texans have moved on from that experiment. It'll be Miller. 1,000-yard rusher last year's pounded and put down out of the gun on Savage. 8 sacks last week, 12 over the first 2 games. And it's battered right back down in the face of Savage. 30 as a group. Savage out of the gun with the flag down in the play, and on the out, batted away. Perfect timing by Lattimore, who gets the start tonight.
Young lineup.
Illegal formation, offense. The inside man was covered up by the outside receiver. That penalty be declined. It brings up 4th down.
Close to a block last week against the Chargers, but we've talked about it. Serious step up in company after facing the Browns and the Chargers in the first 2 games. Ginn Jr. with room and the sideline. At good yardage, good field position. And that's Adrian Peterson, a future Hall of Famer as well. Drew Brees out of the gun on first down. Out is available. And Ted Ginn Jr. He's coming into the backfield now. Into a deep backfield set. Fake the toss. And he had a couple of options there. Brees had Fleener wide open in the flat. Unbalanced on the right side. Top of your screen. With the 2 tight ends. Go the other way in a slant. And Thomas has it and the first down. So
On a first down.
Drive started back at the Saints 33. 1st and 10 at the Texans 43. Screen set up. Adrian Peterson. They're going to clip him in the backfield. And he'll lose a yard or 2.
You as a blocker.
Hill goes in motion. And Peterson tries to bolt over the right side. Gets about 3. But down to the 42.
Backfield and how you need to take on blocks, how quickly you need to get to the second level.
Mark Ingram on the quick snap in the backfield. Wide open. Mike Thomas, Kareem Jackson again. Man, and the Saints excelled at that. First in the league last year at 49%. It's Ingram, little jump cut action. At about 3 on first down to the 26.
Focus on that, but to think that you also have Adrian Peterson and Kamara, it's a whole nother story.
It's a delay. And making a miss, the ankle tackle. An extra spin for Ingram back into the game. Brees out of the gun needs 4. Little stop route. Mike Thomas got the first down to the 15.
They make it look easy.
First down outside of the 14. Ingram making a miss. Good job by the Texans defensively. Only 2 on the carry. Underneath, Travis May. Good coverage though. Man, it's Mike Thomas again down to the 9. Give him the 8. Need 4. Brees has hit 7 straight. Ingram joins him in the backfield. Looks in that direction. Ton of time. Great job of the offensive line. And for the pylon, incomplete. Perfect. Jay in the preseason so far. Exchange Wasn't exactly perfect, but a good hold by Thomas Morstead.
Well, Chase Daniel there was able to put the ball down, and Lutz gets it through. Handling the ball gives you more opportunity.
Well, Lutz gets into it over to the far side. The running back, Tyler Irvin, has the decision, and he is going to stay right there. Lamar Miller stays in the backfield with Savage. Middle of the field, and a good angle tackle. Otherwise, he's got a lot of room to roam.
Cut right between tackles and linebackers.
And now the Texans, they want to experiment as well. They're going with pace. And gets outside. There's a hold, though. And it's coming back. It's Lamar Miller.
There are 2 fouls against the offense. Holding, number 17, that penalty's declined. Holding, number 66. It's a 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay second down.
Irvin is taken over in the backfield. Circle pattern out of the backfield. Okay, good pursuit. Enzalone. Keep Irvin in the backfield. Pocket collapsing, crossing pattern. Nothing doing. Oh, took away first down, that penalty. You're absolutely right as Ginn waits for the punt. Shane Leckler, the ageless one, gets into it. Ginn trying to turn the corner. And run out of bounds just short by Will Lutz. The Saints stalled inside the 15. Little jump to the outside by Peterson. Across the 30. False start. Looked out of sync, and that's why you need to get your first unit out there.
False start. Offense, number 67. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
About the guy that you had lunch with today. He's got a bromance going with Zach Street, doesn't he? They have hit it off, and that's a good thing for the Saints on 2nd and long. Back to the original line, just about. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 10. Blocking assignments called out. Breeze has time on the double clutch, and wide of the intended target. It wasn't catchable.
That first throw.
Morstead into punt. 3 and out with a punt. Tyler Irvin waits back at about the 17-yard line. Had a good return across the 25 with great coverage by the Saints.
On the play.
Under center as opposed to out of the gun where they've seen him a lot. And Tyler Irvin is engulfed. Eaten alive. Man, oh man. Different look at this formation. Savage with time. Grab made, but wrapped up immediately. So it should be 3rd and 8. Kikaha with a bull rush available, and the completion goes to Steven Anderson for a first down. Irvin stays in the backfield in the 3 wide receiver set. Cut off at the pass. Boy, like he was in the backfield, A.J. Klein. Pressure right up the middle. Jump ball, and batted away and almost intercepted. Got a Utah. And Marcus Williams almost coming up with the scoop. Here it comes. The heat's on. Grab won't come close. It's again Andres Anderson.
Tight coverage and contest passes, and so far they've been able to do that.
Tommy Lee Lewis waits for the punt. Good hang time. Fair catch is going to be called for. And he'll take it in back just outside of the 10, give him the 11-yard line.
To not only affect the play, but create a turnover.
Strong on the right side. Peterson tried the right side. Stretches it for a couple. First down from the 11, and the same type of runner since he left Oklahoma. Downhill and hard. It's Ingram out to the 15. So Drew Brees stays in there. Trips up top. Wide side of the field for Drew Brees. Out of the backfield, he wanted the running back. He's got him, and it's going to be real close on the spot.
Find those receivers well with Drew Brees, of course.
The circle right out of the backfield. It's Tyler Irvin. Waits for a beauty again for Morstead. Flag down on the play. As Irvin takes it to 20, and boy, downfield again. 60 yards on the punt. What a luxury.
During the kick, holding, return team number 41. It's a 10-yard penalty for the end of the kick. First down, Houston.
After the timeout, I want to get back to your thought. A little waggle action. Tight ends available. Breakdown in coverage for the Saints with a first down. And it's taken in over to that side by Ryan Griffin. Wise, force it early. Gain of 15. Out in the flat. Good little kick out block. And the reception. It goes to Bruce Ellington. Need only 2 for the first down. Lose a yard. Pinched in from the side. Slow developing play to begin with on a deep handoff. Cam Jordan in the backfield. Savage keeps Urban in the backfield. Has time. And he's got his tight end again. Griffin for the first down. It almost looked like he read his progressions. The gun once again. Feet on the outside. Had a short gain. No gain at all, in fact. Much at Florida. Anzalone. But we've talked about his 40 time. And they sensed he could do that. A little dart and a good gain and grab once again by Ellington. He goes for a first down. Inside counter action. Urban for 3. Down to the 46. And they're going to do with Deshaun Foster. And who's going to start? Pete. And a flag down in the play. It's another reception and another first down to Jalen Strong in the play stands.
Formation.
Illegal formation. Offense. Tackle is uncovered in the end line of scrimmage. It's a 5-yard penalty. Replay second down.
11 snaps last week in the first half. Didn't play in the second half. Savage with pressure up the middle. Backpedaling. And he's got Ellington once again for the grab. Did he hold on? No.
Is the cause for that incompletion.
9th play of the drive that started back at their 9-yard line. Here comes the heat. Cam Jordan got to him, and it's knocked down in front by Rankins.
You said 9th play of the drive. One of the big things you have to do is get off the field, even if it does take a little bit longer.
End over ender for Tommy Lee Lewis back at the 5. Trying to make a miss, and gets up to the 15-yard line.
Appears to be now defensively for the Saints with these rookies playing an extended amount of snaps, Joel.
All right, John, thank you. Ted Ginn Jr. Little kick out on the slot. And he's got a first down. 24 on his first touch. 14 on that. On the reception. And on the play fake and a deep drop. Extending the pocket. Looking deep and way too deep for Ginn.
Rivas is out, so now you got Senio come in at center.
And oh, by the way, if you wondered about the arm strength of Drew Brees, he still got it. Not much available. 3 by Peterson. 3rd and 7 for Brees and the Saints. Good pocket protection again. Not enough, though. The underneath. The defense did not give up a score last week. Remember, the only points came from the pick by the Chargers and the return on the interception. Ellington, will he touch it? No. And it dies at about the 24. Hey, get back to that thought in just a moment. The rookie. First-round pick, 12th overall. Watson's into the game at his first toss. So they've been working extensively on the 2-minute drill. Good weave out of the backfield by Urban. He's got a first down across the 35.
Each crowd there. I'll finish after this play, Joel.
Little play fake. And you talked about the danger, the wheels he possesses. Safely out of bounds after 7 or 8. As they traded a couple of first-round picks to get into the position. That's how much they wanted him. He comes on Watson. And on single coverage, batted away at the last second.
Good plays on the back end.
3rd and 2. They're 2 of 6, the Texans, on 3rd down so far. Watson in the flat. Good grab by the tight end, and he's got a first down. Into that later. It is going to be really a severe test. It's a first down for the 49. And Watson stays away. He's got Ellington, and it's almost picked off. Glad you said it. Go to it. Otherwise, the receiver's got just as good a chance as you do. It's a timeout.
Delay a game. Offense. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Good turnover. I'm sure the Saints would like another opportunity like that.
Quick one on the out. And boy, talk about a sure-handed tackle by Williams. Foster, or Watson rather, out of the gun. And Kakaha pushing into the pocket. And the dump off underneath to Irvin will not produce the first down. First 2 drives. Let's see who's back out there. One more time. It'll be Leckler. Cantona hit Lewis. Lets it go over his head. It'll be a touchback.
It's good. It's a good experience for all 11.
Chase Daniel out of the gun, setting up the screen for Lasco. Got a nice block on the seal on the outside.
Great reps right here for both teams.
From the 26, need 4. And on the quick out, Willie Snead hangs on despite the jolt he took short of the first down by about a half yard.
Yeah, look, thinking back, I haven't seen many balls thrown Snead's way.
And they need a little more than a half a yard, and he'll get it. So it's a first down that's been impacted in the Lone Star State. It's going to be a first down. Underneath route. Snead comes up with it. No. Call the trap. In a 3-0 game. Pocket holds up for Chase Daniel. Man, good grab on the outside. It'll be a first down. Good hands. On first down outside of the 41. He comes and good night. The sack puts him down. 2nd and long. 4-man rush. Underneath, too low a throw. Too bad because nobody.
Glad I'm not in a situation to need that dexterity.
3rd and 17. Screen. Lasco. Can he cut it back? And that'll need some clock, but let's see if Houston use their final. Yes, they will.
Who needed it?
Yeah, only a 5-hour drive, so everybody can relate. They know. Wendell Williams waits for the punt. And didn't call for the fair catch. Nifty move to make a miss. And gets good yardage across the 25. Gave up a point last week. So will it be 6 straight quarters without them? Watson, ton of time. Collapses, almost a pick. Making plays, we've talked about it.
And have the opportunities to make plays.
On 2nd down, little slant and a lot of room. Good move. The wide receiver has a first down. Trez Anderson. First down out to the 43. Kakaha trying to get to the outside. Watson. And didn't get to the sideline that time.
Run up the middle from a scramble.
Good pressure from Hendrickson, too. Sean brought up earlier. Middle of the field. Knockdown. Hendrickson again. The rookie out of Florida Atlantic, the 3rd-round pick. Real deep for the Saints. 12 seconds left in the half. Underneath. Didn't get to the sideline, and that should do it. Just picked up. A young man who was added to the roster. Curtis Thompson over to the near side. It's headed to Todman's side, though, from the goal line. Weaves it back over to the right side. Avoids a tackle and then is tripped up. Crossing the 25 near the 27-yard. Scoreboard this 3rd quarter brought to you by Sonic. As Deshaun Watson back in there at quarterback. Give goes to Ogunbowale.
See him, but this defense has been impressive.
Out of the gun. Watson, a little crossing pattern. And the grab is good for about a yard short. And a physical one at that. Long count. And did he get there? Yes. Hit across the 40. Yeah. Whether it's Mickey Loomis, Sean Payton, and their overall personnel department, they are not bashful about trying new guys. On the pattern, it's complete for Wendell Williams. 2nd-round pick of the Chargers back in 2013. It's from the 41 on a first down. And nothing doing that time. Ogunbowale. 2nd and 9 from the 40. Pocket holds up. Not long, though. And off the edge, the sack is there. Extra pass rush. Puts it up for grabs and overshoots. Wendell Williams for the first time tonight. If he gets that opportunity, Leckler, 18 years later out of A&M. I wanted a fair catch called for. Yeah. So at the 11, into some of us. 1st and 10 from the 11. And a little dump off in the flat. Lasco. Good yardage on first down. A little break. It's a 2nd down and 3. As I said, very creative. Lasco adjusting. Good penetration by the front of the Texans. So no gain on the carry. It's going to bring up third down. Third and about 3. Chase Daniel won't get there. Pinched from the side. And Eric Lee once again.
Not a lot of openings for him to find a window to throw the ball.
Wobbler from Thomas Morstead to the sideline. No return as it's out of bounds. I remember when the coaches bring him down at halftime from the upstairs, from the coordinators upstairs. The rookie out of Wisconsin. Logan Bouvet stays in the backfield. And our check back, new running back Jordan Todman for the Texans. Can they capitalize on 3rd and 11 though? He comes. Watson eludes it. Good wheels. Trying to throw back and gets it, and it's dropped.
Big throw. My goodness.
Thought he was going up against the Alabama defense again. Line drive for Devontae Harris. Back at about the 8. Gotta hang on. He does. Despite the heat from behind, he goes to the 15-yard line. It's from the 16-yard line where it's 1st and 10 with the Saints up by 3. It's Lasco up the right side, crashes his way across the 15, out close to the 18.
Probably pretty average for a preseason game. Nothing close to what you'd see in regular season.
Chase Daniel with time. Man, off the fingertips with hands all over Corey Fuller. And a flag.
Pass interference. Offense,
Yes.
number 11. It's a 10-yard penalty. Replay, 2nd down.
Yeah, it looked like back and forth. Get some touches because he's trying to make this squad a bubble guy at the wide receiver spot. It's Tommy Lee Lewis. Not much available. The scramble up to the 14.
Bolsters case the entire way.
He's a guy out of Northern Illinois that was recommended to Sean Payton by his mentor Bill Parcells last year. Middle of the field. Tommy Lee's got it. Man, oh man. Yeah, try to get me off.
Well, that's Tommy Lee Lewis making plays every chance he gets.
And I like the force. Chase Daniel Lasco breaks the tackle. Looked like a loss to him. Instead, it's a gain of about 3 or 4 pick last year. That was 3rd on the Saints in special team stops last season. Daniel underneath and wide the intended target Fuller. Unfortunately, that ball's incomplete through it. Smart play by him. 3rd and long. Daniel steps up on the cross. He's got it. It's wide of Fuller. It goes to the tight end, Josh Hill. Coach career. So very comfortable. Now he gets under center on a 1st and 10 outside of the 45 and a deep drop after the play fake. Sidelines there. Coleman's got it. He's out of bounds inside the 15. The guy in the backfield, Darius Victor, takes over for the first time. 31 yards on that catch and run. Victor bouncing out, and the little guy stretches it. So from the 7, it is 2nd and short. It's Victor cutting it back, and he's down to the 3. It'll be Victor. He's there and he's in. Touchdown Saints.
And you see him right here from the 3-yard line. Just refuses to be held out. He motors his way backwards into the end zone.
Big 3rd down conversion too by Tommy Lee. Tommy Lee Lewis. The rules have changed. You're not going to get flagged for celebrations like that. 10-play, 84-yard drive. Lutz in for the point after out of the hold of Chase Daniel once again.
Boys up front.
Lutz gets into it. Todman along with Thompson back deep. And it's going to be the running back, Jordan Todman. Alters his course to get across the 20. Out to the 21 team. Watson stays in at quarterback. On the little waggle action, middle of the field. Tight end. He's got it. But a very deep group. And a versatile group now. On the reception to Allen. 1st down. Early penetration. For Stupar. There's a flag on the play. And wide of the intended target. As he went to Chris Thompson, the rookie out of Florida.
Well, good to see Teo back on the field. He had his own injury that he was dealing with earlier from some friendly fire.
illegal formation. Offense, number 62 is not on the line of scrimmage. That penalty's declined, brings up third down.
When he made that last cut, watch that play together, and he's got a torn ACL, out for the year. Watson in trouble, wide open though. Big Hill lost the tight end.
Time for Allen to get open late in the play.
Gain of 22. Ogunbowale making a miss inside the 40. Gets about 5 down to the 38. Or defensively, though, they were first overall in the NFL. Too much time and too high. Intercepted. Picked off on the scoop. So too tall on the throw, and Damian Swann is the recipient.
Right here, it ends up in the hands of Damian Swann, but you'll watch as this play develops, it's just too tall for the slot receiver. Damian Swann has some awareness, and the question is, the ball is tipped. Does Damian Swann get his hands underneath? Yeah, here.
Get her to the 29 off the pick. And in single coverage, Tommy Lee Lewis, and flag no. Tommy was off to the races.
Yeah, he had a step.
2nd and 10. It's Lasco. And he's locked up right away in the backfield. He's in there, his first series of the contest. Looking at a 3rd and 10. So welcome back to New Orleans. Plenty of time, but good night. Grayson hangs on to it despite the pressure from the backside.
Sometimes, you just have to throw it into the stands, but luckily it was not a turnover.
Chris Thompson waits for the punt, and a very good one over to the near side boundary. Flag down on the play. Thompson from the 21. Finds a lane across the 35. Good return.
During the kick, holding, return team number 48. It's a 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick. First down, Houston.
Watson can do deep in his own territory as Houston gets it back at their own 11. Red-hot start for him underneath. He goes to his running back. And a much more aggressive mentality for this defensive unit. Ogunbowale breaks a tackle around the ankles. Close to the first down.
And there's definitely pressure on these quarterbacks.
Looks like a 4-man rush this time on first down. Watson looking one way. He's got to throw it away, and he will. Watson once again out of the gun. Underneath, dump off. Ogunbowale, good job to get across the 20. That was early in camp. Need about 8 for the first down. Blitz comes off the edge. Good night. Boy, full speed ahead, Raphael Bush.
From the defensive line, it's an aggressive approach.
Leckler punts it away as Harris waits back at about the 35 and maintains his balance. Gets an extra 5 out of it up to the 40.
I'm glad he's back. Big asset.
From the 40, Darius Victor is the single. They pinched in from the side with maybe a yard at the most. It's healthy competition. And it started there, and it's carried over to the games. Jet sweep. Tommy Lee Lewis. Downfield block. Nice play. And that was by the tight end on that side of the field for the Saints. Flat out fly. Play fake and a deep drop for Garrett Grayson. Wide open. Tommy Lee Lewis can't hang on. 2nd and 10 from the midfield strike. More than 10 minutes left in the contest. Hole over to the right side for Victor. Tough customer. Got an extra couple out of it. I like cutouts. Bowman, the motion man. Lead block. Victor, stiff on, but nothing there. Consecutive games in the preseason without a W, and now they're trying to win 2 in a row. First part of the schedule, we'll get into that a little bit. Fair catch and a good job by Thompson.
Seems very promising.
It'll be from the 12 for the Texans. Brandon Whedon takes over, the former Oklahoma State Cowboy. Turning the corner in a big way. Jordan Todman, who just joined this team. Gain of about 7. Penetration in the backfield with loss. Situation, they're always inside their own 20. Field position so important, and especially when you have an all-pro punter. Here comes the heat, and flag down. You normally see a holding call, which will be declined, of course. The sack for the Saints. A group effort. Al-Quadin Muhammad, if it's his third to lead the squad over the first three.
Offense, number 70. Penalties declined. Brings up fourth down.
Gets in on it. Watchum's right there.
Group effort. Real healthy situation that we've been talking about. Devontae Harris back at the 40. Reading the situation. Didn't get any better. And put down to the 42. Is what it boils down to. You control the field and possession. Ton of time for Garrett Grayson. Tommy Lee Lewis, but he misses it. Pelicans, but we'll get into that later. 2nd and 10 from the 42. Victor, look at him. Be your own blocker. Lower your shoulder.
So, trying to figure out where your value is.
Trey Edmonds in the backfield. Grayson. Back going down for Edmonds. Good grab. Did he hang on? Flag on the play.
Grayson had to go too far.
Pass interference. Defense. The penalties declined. Yardage gained is enough for a first down.
5. Play fake. Grayson maneuvers nicely with a flag, and then the jolt, the shot. Did he wear a seatbelt on the play? Bryce Jones, the cornerback. Fortunately, when a linebacker was a corner.
Holding. Offense, number 73. It's a 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
And long. Flag on the play. Middle of the field, wide open. At the 5, diving, he's down to the 1. And it's taken in by Bowman, who just joined the squad, the tight end. Neutral zone.
Illegal formation. Offense number 73 was not on the line of scrimmage. It's a 5-yard penalty. Replay second down.
Your body sometimes, and tough to get a big play like that called back.
Will the pocket hold up? Grayson going deep for Fuller. Jump ball batted away. Didn't get a few yards, if not the first down, a few yards for field goal territory. Deep into the play clock. Underneath, Tommy Lee. Down to the 30. And an opportunity now for Will Lutz to get 3 more. A 48-yard attempt. Out of the hold once again, a backup quarterback, Chase Daniel. And you talked about the trajectory. That was a beauty.
Nothing wrong with that one.
No, I saw that too. Well, Will Lutz, perfect in the preseason. Puts the Saints up 13-0. It's Thompson. Then across the 20 he goes. Games. Well, right away, flag against the Texans.
Too many men, offense, 12 players in formation. It's a 5-yard penalty, still first down.
The delay, it's Todman. And he'll find the sideline at about the 23.
That's where it all starts, is through competition. And our guys are coming out every day, coming to work and trying to get better, and they're competing. And so that's a good thing. I mean, I saw some positive signs.
Talking about in just a moment. Cushion on the outside. And the grab made by Jermon Palmer.
But it has been noticeable, the difference.
It'll be 3rd and about 8. And batted away. Good play from behind by Ken Crawley. Devontae Harris waits for the punt from Shane Leckler. Good one by the 18-year vet out of A&M, but returnable. Harris caught in the middle. A little indecision. He's down to the 25. Ryan Nassib has taken over at quarterback on this final series for the Saints. 2:47 to play. Victor hits the hole for a couple and didn't lose the football. Yep, ball is out. Texans say they have it. And let's see. It goes to Houston. Last week it was off a pick, and it was a pick 6 going a long way for the Chargers.
And one of the only scores in week 1 against the Browns came after a Saints turnover and gave Cleveland a short field.
Todman stays with the backfield. Whedon out of the gun with the heat coming. And he dumps it off to his running back, who makes him miss. And gets it close to the 20 to Network. And then the cut down, 90-53. Whedon with time, jump ball, and tapped away. It'll be 3rd and 3. Whedon, a fastball high and wide. Looking for Todman. Pressure off the outside. Whedon's on his way down. So you want the shutout, you'll get the shutout.
Oof, misses one. Luckily there's pressure because Whedon had one break loose, and Big Hill gets himself another big play towards the end of a game between him and Guacham.
First 3, 4, 8 last week, 4 the first week, 16 over the first 3 weeks. Big hole. Edmonds spinning, flag on the play. You normally see a hole, should come back.
Holding. Offense, number 63. 10-yard penalty, replay, first down.
Savage, 10 of 16, 2 of 5 for Whedon so far. It's Edmonds, hold on to it. That's the 20.
Vince comes up with a 4th down stop to keep him out of scoring points again.
Edmonds to the 22. Worst in the NFL, 28 a game, 31st. Well, they'll take another snap. Didn't need to. Edmonds, and now let's call it a night. And a very successful one.
Another win for the Saints. Another great performance by this defense. You got, for the first time, Adrian Peterson in black and gold, and Drew Brees in 2017 took some snaps and conducted the offense with great rhythm.